If you have ever searched for to be read videos in the book community, you know that there are many creative and fun ways to pick a monthly TBR. From jar prompts, to homemade board games, to even random number generators. I wanted to join in on the fun somehow, and then I had an idea for how to choose this month's TBR, and that is... Color Wheel chooses my TBR. Gosh, this is so hard. I should start like a counter to see how many times my books fall over on my cart. That could be kind of funny. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are having a fabulous day. It is the month of October, which means we are officially in full-fledged fall season. And I am so excited for all the fantasy reads, mystery reads, maybe even some fall romances thrown in there. But I thought a fun way to choose my October TBR is to actually use the Color Wheel. I downloaded this app onto my iPad here and just plugged in all the primary colors. And so we're gonna spin it and then pick books that coordinate with those colors off of my TBR cart, which actually I got this cart for free. Somebody was just throwing it away and left it by the dumpster. So if you guys want to go check out that story more, you can check out the short that I posted on Instagram as well as YouTube of me setting up my TBR cart. So I think what we're gonna do is spin the wheel, pick a color, then I'm going to pick a book off of my TBR cart, and then we'll probably recap and like actually go through the descriptions at the end of the video as well. I have my little helper here, who's not very helpful, but she's still adorable. To give you a quick tour of my cart, the middle shelf here is my fall TBR, so kind of my more priority TBR. I'll probably mostly be picking books from here, but then the bottom shelf is just my overall general TBR of books that I may like to read sometime in the near future. So if I get a color like twice in a row, I may pull from this shelf, but mostly gonna try and stick to my fall TBR. And then we'll just stick them up top here once we choose them. So let's get into it. Okay, I'm quickly gonna press screen record here so you guys can also check it out. All right, here we go. First book of the TBR. Spin. It's kind of fun to see the colors just go around and around and around and around. Yellow. Okay, so first color we got is yellow, and I'm gonna flip the card around here a little bit because I got some more on the back. Oh, I already seen one. I think this one's kind of obvious. The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. Poston? I've heard it both ways. Okay, so this I think will be our pick for the color yellow. Awesome, so we got a little kind of fall-ish romance. I don't know if this is actually considered a fall book. I thought it kind of gave off fall vibes because it has a little bit of like magical realism a little bit, and then it's kind of got some leaves on the cover, and it's a really pretty cover as well. So we'll start off with this one. All right, bring this back around here, stick it up there. Sweet, all right, here we go, next color. Black. Okay, so I have quite a few books on my TBR that would fit this. Now the question is which one do I pick? We obviously have Powerless, that is mostly a black cover. We also have House of Salt and Sorrows, which is kind of blue, but it has a black spine. Let's see if there's any others. Oops. We also have Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. So, all fantasy books. I know I have a couple other down here that I could choose from, but again, trying to stick with my fall TBR. So, now the tough decision. I think I'm gonna go with House of Salt and Sorrow because I've heard that this one is a little spooky. I don't know much about it other than it's, I think, a retelling of the 12 Dancing Princesses, but I think they're all mermaids? I don't know. But I've heard it's kind of spooky, and we're entering into October, which is spooky month, so I think I'm gonna pick this one. Goodness, those just don't want to stay up, do they? Stay. All right, here we go. Next color. Uh-oh, we got yellow again. Ooh. Okay, that's gonna be tough. I do have this one that's got yellow lettering, so maybe we'll do this one. Or I have this one down here, which is probably more of an obvious choice. I think I'm gonna go with The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. Again, because we are entering October, which is spooky season, I'm really feeling drawn towards mystery thriller, fantasy, all those cozy reads. So I think I'm gonna go with this one. I know the cover isn't completely yellow, but it has a lot of yellow lettering, so I'm gonna count that, okay? I'm gonna say that fits. So, all right, spin next one. Purple, ooh. Powerless has purple flowers, but not too much purple on there. So the only other purple one I have is this one. I think I'm gonna go with Powerless. I know it's not a completely purple cover, but it does have purple flowers. So again, I feel like that counts, and I'm very much in that fantasy mood. And again, I've been seeing this one all over BookTok, Bookstagram. It's a very popular book, and so I've been very curious to read it and see what it's all about. So I think I'm gonna go with Powerless by Lauren Roberts. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna do 2 more. Let's do 2 more. Okay, spin. Kind of makes you dizzy a little bit seeing it spin around. Orange. Ooh, actually, I have the perfect one for orange. Halloween Party by Agatha Christie. Very much an orange book. And again, because we're entering October, which is Halloween season, I feel like this one will be perfect. So here we go, spinning again. Black again. Black again. Okay. Okay, well, I do have Dance of Thieves, which is very much a black cover. I do also have Once Upon a Broken Heart, but that one's got a brown spine, but it's kind of black. I also have Force of Nature, which is another mystery book. I do also have from my general TBR, If He Had Been With Me. This one I've had for a while, actually. I've heard it's really sad, so I'm not sure if I want to put myself in that kind of depressing mood. Or there's also... Ooh, can I get this one out? I can't get it out. Maybe that's a sign that I'm not meant to pick it if I can't get it out. Well, I can't get it out, so maybe we won't pick that one. All right, I know I said I was gonna mostly stick to my fall TBR, but I think I'm gonna go with If He Had Been With Me. Just because this one has been on my shelf for a really long time, and it's kind of one of those books that I just feel like I need to read and get it off of my TBR shelf, so go with this one. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do one more. We'll do one more. All right, here we go. That one's on the line. I'm not sure if that one's technically purple. I'm gonna spin again. Red. Oh, okay, cool. I have the perfect one for this. I have Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson, which is the second book in a Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. So, to recap, we have The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. This one follows Clementine, who inherits an apartment from her aunt who has passed away, and then she realizes that the apartment actually has some magical abilities and ends up transporting her back in time to 7 years because she just wakes up one morning and there's a dude in her apartment and she has no idea who he is, but he also claims to live there, and so kind of got that magical realism going on. There was our first pick, and then our second pick was, goodness. Our second pick was, oh my gosh, you are not gonna stay, are you? All right, and then our next pick was House of Salt and Sorrows by Erin A. Craig. Again, this one I think is a retelling of the 12 Dancing Princesses. But I believe they are mermaids. At least that's what I'm guessing based off of the cover. So you just don't want to stay up, do ya? And then we have Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I have heard that this one is very similar to The Hunger Games, or at least give the same vibes. So that makes me excited, but also a little nervous because I grew up reading The Hunger Games, one of my all-time favorite series. A little nervous about this one, but I've also heard that it's really good and fast-paced. This one follows Peyton, who is an ordinary and is trying to fit in with the elites. So she disguises herself, I think, as a psychic, if I remember correctly. But then she actually ends up accidentally saving Kai, who is an elite, and then she gets thrown into the elite trials and kind of has to survive. So I feel like that's kind of where the Hunger Games vibes comes from. So excited to read this one, but I definitely gives off fall vibes, especially just with the cover and kind of the creepy eeriness of it. And then we have Halloween Party by Agatha Christie. I read my first Agatha Christie book in September, and so I'm excited to read a couple more books by her. When a Halloween party turns deadly, it falls to famed detective Hikyo to unmask a murderer in this beloved classic from the Queen of Mystery, Agatha Christie. At a Halloween party, Joyce, a surly 13-year-old, boasts that she once witnessed a murder. When no one believes her, she storms off home. But within hours, her body is found, still in the house, drowned in an apple bobbing tub. Famed detective Hikyo is called to investigate. Set against a night of trickery and the occult, it's up to Poe to uncover the real evil presence responsible for this ghastly deed. So again, creepy, spooky vibes. I think it also takes place on Halloween, so that is perfect for October. And then we kind of had a little curveball thrown that way, and I'll be reading If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nowlin. I don't actually remember the description of this one, so let me read that as well. If he had been with me, everything would have been different. Autumn and Finn used to be inseparable, but then something changed, or they changed. Now they do their best to ignore each other. Autumn has her boyfriend Jamie and her close-knit group of friends. Finn has become that boy at school, the one everyone wants to be around. That still doesn't stop the way Autumn feels every time she and Finn cross paths, and the growing, nagging thought that maybe things could have been different. Maybe they should have been together. And as time passes, Autumn realizes she might not get another chance to make things right before it's too late. Actually, I feel like that's kind of perfect because the main female character's name is Autumn, and we are in the season of autumn, or fall, depending on how you call it. So maybe it worked out, actually. But again, I've heard this one is really sad. I've also heard you get the ending right at the beginning of the book, and then you read the events that lead up to the end, which is what you read first. So kind of an interesting concept. We'll see. And then the last book that our color wheel helped us pick is Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. Again, this is the second book in a Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. I read the first one in September and gave it a 5-star, and I immediately wanted to pick up the second book, but I had some self-control, okay? I did went and buy the book like a week after, and I was gonna wait until the next month before I read it. So trying to, yes, get some other books off of my TBR rather than just reading straight through the series. My goodness. So this one says, Pip is not a detective anymore. With the help of Ravi Singh, she released a true crime podcast about the murder case they solved together last year. Though the podcast went viral, Pip insists that her sleuthing days are behind her. I think that's how you say that word. But when someone she knows goes missing and the police won't do anything, Pip has no choice but to investigate. After all, Jamie Reynolds disappeared on the very same night the town hosted a memorial for the 6-year anniversary of the death of Andy Bell and Sal Singh. It has to be more than a coincidence. Pip follows a trail of clues, uncovering more of her town's dark secrets along the way. And this time, everyone is listening. Will she find Jamie before it's too late? Says some secrets are too deadly to tell. I'm excited to read the rest of the series. And again, I feel like fall is just the perfect time to read mystery thriller books. Greetings, future Sarah coming at you here. Yes, I'm still wearing the same shirt, don't judge me. I realized that I completely forgot to talk about The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. This is my first Riley Sager book that I'll be reading, and this one follows Casey, who is an actress and is recently widowed, kind of had some bad press come out about her, so she retreats to her lake house in Vermont to kind of find some peace and quiet, and ends up finding entertainment in watching this couple that lives in the cabin across the lake and realizes that it's kind of some sketchy stuff going on. So excited to read this one. Kind of gives, again, creepy vibes, which is totally what I'm going for in October. So there's that one. So that is my October TBR. I'm gonna leave it this time. It looks like we have 2 romance, 2 fantasy, and then 3 mystery thriller, which I feel like is a good mix, but definitely fits with the vibes that I have been feeling and I'm excited to especially jump back into fantasy. I haven't read like a true fantasy book in a really long time, so I'm excited to do that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to check out my other bookish content that I post on my Instagram page, as well as like and subscribe to this channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a fabulous day. Go drink a fall drink. Go get your pumpkin spice latte. Go buy a book. Okay? Because you deserve to treat yourself. We'll see you next time. Bye.